Hey y'all. It's early as heck. I just dropped my son off, but I was just like in the car driving or whatever after I dropped him off thinking, like, oh, I need to hurry up and go in the house to do my hair. But I just want to know, how do you choose a certain lifestyle over your child and your significant other? Like, I don't understand. Maybe it's because I'm not doing anything that causes me to have to choose, or like my family, I just value them so much that I don't take on things that could possibly take time away from them, just because a lot of that stuff that people do, as far as like a lifestyle or stuff like that, they claim it's to benefit their family, but it's really not. Like, I just don't understand. How do you go out here and you know, whatever your occupation may be, as far as like a nightlife, like selling drugs or trapping or whatever the heck y'all do, and y'all say it's for your family, but also while you're doing that occupation, you're living a certain lifestyle? Like, I don't get it. Like, it makes no sense to me. If you're gonna do that to support your family, then make sure that you're doing that to support your family. Why do you have to be involved in the quote-unquote lifestyle that's involved with it? Like, going out all the time, doing stuff, spending money, popping bottles. And I understand people like to enjoy themselves, but you're doing this all the time. Like, I don't get it. Like, maybe it's not for me to get. Not to say that I don't go out and have a good time, but that lifestyle engulfs you and you can get into so much trouble, like jail time, anything. Like, at that point, you're being taken away from your family. So my question is, at what point do you sacrifice time and money to spend with your family? Because to me, it seems like you're doing these things to make money, yes, but also to keep up with your friends who don't have no kids, or who don't take care of their kids, or who really don't have no family or no significant other, like, depending on them, needing them. Like, I just don't understand what is so great about that lifestyle that you could sacrifice your whole life, because you could lose everything doing that. And I understand some people don't have a choice. Like, if you don't have no choice, you know, you got to get it by any means. I don't knock nobody hustle. But for me, I just don't understand doing the hustle as well as living that certain quote-unquote lifestyle. I mean, I guess just to make that type of money or to do those type of things. Like, I just don't get it. I'm not real big on fashion. Like, I mean, I shop, I go out or whatever for stuff like that, but most of the time I'm at work or, you know, chilling with my family, so I'm not needing to like dress up. But you can't take that stuff to the grave with you. Y'all be out here spending hundreds and thousands and millions of dollars on stuff that you can't take with you when you gone. And what's the sentimental value of these things? Like, yeah, if it's something you want to pass down to your kids or your grandkids or whatever, but a lot of this stuff is clothes. You putting money into pockets of people who don't give two fucks about you or your family. You paying these designers to make all these things, and these people ain't did not one great thing for your community. Like, I just don't get it. Putting money into the pockets of somebody who don't care about you. You're not seeing that money come back. You sitting here, you buying all this stuff, you posting it on Instagram, what, for likes? But all the while, behind all them clothes and all that stuff that you do, you miserable because you don't have a family. You don't spend time with them, so you don't know them. You missing out on milestones from your kids. You missing out on events from your kids because you choose to live a certain lifestyle so that you can portray a certain image that means nothing to nobody but the small circle that you're trying to impress. And for what? Are they paying your bills? Are they feeding your family? Like, I just don't get it, that lifestyle. Like, you know, like rappers, yeah, I mean, you making great money, you doing all this, and some of y'all do spend time with your family, but at what point do you sacrifice all that money and that fame to really just be a parent to your child? Like, to be there, to not miss a beat. Like, come on. My son is 5 years old. It's his first year at actual school. Like, he's in pre-K. And I beat myself up so much because when he was born, I went back to school literally a week after he was born. I pushed him out, and the next week I was at school with everybody else because I didn't want to sacrifice my education, which is in the long run just going to benefit him. you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't want to fall behind, but then I also went back to work when he was 3 months old. So I was working and going to school all the while my baby was doing all these amazing things that I was missing out on because I was trying to prepare for his future. And here I am 5 years later, and I took a hiatus on school for a while to focus on him because I missed out on so much when he was little. And people always said, well, he'll understand when he's older, that you had to work and go to school and do all this stuff. But what if he doesn't? What if he realizes that all those milestones and all those great, amazing things he's did and all those pictures and videos, mama's not in? Why? Because mama was at work busting my butt for a company who doesn't care and for a business that does nothing for me besides cut me a paycheck. I lost so much time with my son because I was so focused on trying to provide for him when really all I needed to do was be there for him, support him, love him. And I would go to work, come home and be so tired that I couldn't even do anything with him because I had worked so much. I sacrificed so much of my time with my child because I was working and going to school. And when I took a step back, when I really took a step back and got to enjoy being a mother to my amazing 5-year-old, it was the best thing I could have ever did. The best thing I could have ever did. I love my son more than I love myself, and all I want to do is see him happy. I would never put myself in a position where I can't do that. I can't love on him, I can't see him, I can't go and be a part of things that are important to him at school or wherever the case may be because I'm so focused on making $1. Yes, we need money to survive, but that's it. To pay bills and go about my business. I don't care if after I pay all my bills and I feed my child, if I don't have no money, I don't care. If I have time to spend with my child, to go to the park, to go to anything that we can do, I'm gonna do it. It doesn't matter to me. Money is not that important to me. I just needed to sustain living, where I'm at. That's it. I enjoy being a mom. Yeah, my child be aggy sometimes, but he's 5. He has the personality of his dad. That just comes with it. But when I really got to step back to enjoy being a mom, it was one of the best things I ever did. It really was. I used to talk about all the things I wanted to do with him, and when he got in school, I wanted to be active in his school and be able to go to all his events, and I have done that, and I can honestly say it has been amazing. His teachers comment on how nice it is to have a consistent parent at all these functions and events with all these kids, and it is amazing to be able to be there and watch him grow and just see him evolve into this amazing little man that he's becoming. And I just can't I can't put it into words how happy I am that I've been able to do this for my child, because I'm never going to get this time back. And when he's older, I want him to remember that my mom was always there, even though daddy was working. And yes, we thank daddy so much for sacrificing his time to work so that mommy does not have to work so much, so that I can be there for our child and that I can be that mom that I want to be. We all have to make sacrifices as parents, but y'all have to understand it is so crucial to be a part of your child's life. It just is. And you will see a big difference after you start just spending a little bit more time with your child. Whether you have to work your butt off, whether it's just reading a book with your child, waking up, cooking breakfast with them when you have the time, not going to an event to spend time with your child and take them to the zoo or to the park, or just walk around the neighborhood and get some fresh air. It means a lot. I can just see how much my child has evolved after I've taken a step back from doing everything I thought was important, when he is the most important thing ever. To me, he's the most important thing in my life. Everything I do for him, but I was doing it in the wrong way. I was doing it, yes, to support him, but I was doing it also to keep up with buying him all these unnecessary things that he doesn't need, that are now sitting in bins in his room. For what? When I could have been spending that money on just having a good time with my child and learning him and exploring all these new things that he's getting into, and just being a part of some of his firsts, because I missed out on so many of them when he was little. Though, yes, people have commented, oh, he's not going to remember all those things you missed when he was little, but I do. I missed out, and I realized that, and I will remember that but he will remember the time that I put in to be there for him now, and that's what's most important. So for all those parents who have kids, just make time for them, y'all. Even if it's just a book at night, or in the morning you guys play around or sing before you both are heading off to work and school. Just, it takes 5 minutes to make your child's day. It really does. Whether you're in the car having a jam session in the morning while you're in drop off, whatever the case may be, you will see a difference when you consistently take just those little minutes out of your day to spend time with your child, just to even talk to them. Like, it makes a big difference, y'all. It does. And as a parent, it makes you feel so good. Even when you have all these extra things going on externally, maybe work, family, whatever the case may be, it makes them happy, and you seeing them happy will definitely make you happy, and it just feels so good. So if you guys have kids, just please cherish every moment you have. It's so many people out here losing their kids, and so many people out here whose kids are being taken from them, and they will never see their kids again, y'all. And we sitting here, and we're acting like time it's nothing when it's and it's all you have. All you have is just your time. And once it's gone, you can't get it back. Once they're grown up, you can't get it back. You can't take back everything you did. So why not try to change it before they get old enough to remember all of those things? Regardless of your age, parenting is not something based off age. I hate when people say that, like, oh, you were young. Yeah, I was 19 when I had my son, and I'm proud of it. I bust my butt to provide for him, and I'm doing everything I can to make sure that he has a great life. My age does not determine my ability to be a parent, ever. Like, it never has. Like, it's people out here 30 and 40 who got multiple kids and still don't know how to be a parent to their child, but because they're older doesn't make it right. Because they went to college and they got a degree and they're doing all these things, does it make them a better parent than me? They may be able to give their child more things, but what time are they spending with their child after they done ran around doing all these things for a company, for a business, to provide for that child? But what time do you sacrifice to spend with that child to enjoy some of that money that you shoving in their throat, like shoving down their throat? Like, I don't get it. Like, we say we're doing all these things for our kids, but what are we really? What do we sacrifice for them? You can sacrifice a little bit of time every day to make sure that your child is happy, and just to learn your child. They grow so quickly and they learn so much. You never know what your child is thinking or what's going on in your child's life until you just ask them. Take a step back and ask your child how they're doing, what's going on, how you been feeling, how are your friends. You never know. Things change in 2.5 seconds. They could be friends with somebody one day and the next day they telling you this friend done did all these things to them. But you will never know until you ask. So just take some time out to spend with your kids, y'all. I promise you, it will benefit you and it will benefit them. But until next time, y'all. Bye.